The decision to lift restrictions on long-range strikes deep into Russia will be made before the beginning of winter 2024. This opinion was expressed by British Foreign Secretary David Lammy. In an interview with the Voice of America, he noted that now is the time for the West to demonstrate courage and loyalty to Ukraine. Among other things, Lammy also stated that according to British intelligence, the situation for Kremlin dictator Putin will become much more difficult as early as 2025.
So I expect that in the coming days and weeks we will be in a very strong position to provide Ukraine with everything it needs as we approach this difficult winter of 2025. David Lammy, Foreign Secretary of the United Kingdom, in an interview with Voice of America. There is influence on Washington because Washington often listens to the opinion of the UK, especially when it comes to European affairs. It is not always possible to do this quickly, but the process is ongoing. Little strokes fell great oaks, and then everything depends on Ukraine. How much more missiles will Ukraine make in order to solve the problems facing our country itself?
Washington is concerned about the Kremlin's potential response to the lifting of restrictions on long-range strikes against Russia. Thus, according to the New York Times, American intelligence believes that the Kremlin may increase the number of arson attacks and sabotage at facilities in Europe, as well as organize deadly attacks on US and European military bases. However, the publication's sources also report that it remains unclear what decision US President Joe Biden will make.
The decision itself is more symbolic for Ukraine. Well, and partly has military strategic nature, because Ukraine's recent success, for example, illustrated by the action near Toropets on the ammunition depot and the attack on a train with Russian weapons, they clearly indicate that there is military expediency in these decisions to permit long-distance strikes on the sovereign territory of the Russian Federation.
During the discussion of the issue of lifting restrictions on strikes against Russia, Putin proposed revising the Russian nuclear doctrine. The dictator seeks to change the law so that Moscow could use nuclear weapons against a non-nuclear state. The leaders of the countries have already condemned the nuclear blackmail of the Kremlin dictator, and in Lithuania they said that such rhetoric of Putin only showed that he's afraid.
We have all heard Putin's words. I believe the key message is not what he said, but that when he talks about the new concept, he clearly signals that granting long-range strikes capabilities to Ukraine is a really important issue he fears. Laurinas Kaščiaunas, Minister of National Defense of Lithuania, on the Lithuanian National Radio and Television Company website.
Analysts at the American Institute for the Study of War are convinced that Russia's nuclear arsenal will not be used in Ukraine or anywhere else in the world. The Kremlin dictator's statements are merely an attempt to restrain Western countries. Reported by Diana Kolesnik, Nikita Skoblikov, UATV News.